Alright, Steven, I'm doing this just for you. So, here's this pile that I drafted, and I got here. I started out with a terrible first pack that I showed you guys, and I took a Naga Vitalist from it. Right from there, I went into the second pack, had this, where is he? Curator of Mysteries and an Angler Drake. So, I'm already a huge fan of Blue Green Ramp, so I was pretty excited, but it sucked that I had to choose between them. I took the Curator, even though I think the Angler Drake is actually almost better, but there's too many aggro decks in the format, so having a 4/4 on turn 3 or 4 is way better, just from a defensive perspective than going for gold with the Angler Drake. So I took the Curator. It's obviously great, no complaints there. And from there, I forget exactly what happened, but I kind of wavered throughout the pack, going blue card, black card, looking for some blue high end stuff like this. I love Spring to Mind. I think I got one of those, maybe fourth or fifth pick in first pack. So that usually pushes me towards blue, but black is also really good in this archetype. Um, so I got things. I think Gravedigger is a pretty high priority because it's nice when you like cycle a Sheafet Monitor or a Sandworm, or they die, you want to get them back. So Gravedigger is solid. Same thing with Wander and Death for the same reason. Trial of Ambition, I'm not sure if it fits that well, but I do have one cartouche, and again, having things to do defensively on turn 2 is really key. So I wasn't really committed to a color yet at that point. But anyway, here we are. So I went through the draft. My second pack, first pick was nothing impressive. I think that's where I took this Edifice. Again, it's a pretty defensive deck. You want to basically take this part of the deck here and use that to protect yourself until you can get up to this part here. And as I went through the draft, picked up another couple cool things, and incidentally went into an interesting direction because pack 3, pack 1, I opened a Drakehaven. And before grabbing it, I took a look through my deck and realized that I had an awful lot of cycling cards. Now, the deck you're looking at right now is 34 cards. So obviously 10 of these have to go. A few of those might be cyclers. But getting a Drakehaven into a deck like this that's already ramping its mana and can really efficiently use Drakehaven, pay for Drakehaven, and cycle like crazy and make a whole bunch of Drakes, it's a really good fit. It's a nice alternate strategy. I can either go big mana and then start laying these fatties up here, or if I happen to have a Drakehaven early on, I play that and then just start pumping out Drake. So having two angles of attack is sweet to have. I'm undecided exactly what I'm going to cut here. Seeker of Insight is fantastic, as well as Labyrinth Guardian, so I want to keep those. The Trial might go. To be honest, Black might go. The main, having a Final Reward is really nice in a deck that you can sometimes lose to just a big stupid flyer. Like this deck just folds to an early Glory Bringer. There's nothing to do about it unless I can cartouche it off with something. So I could just straight up cut Black. The main thing keeping me Black, there's a Final Reward, and the Wander in Death is also really, really good in this type of deck. And in games where I'm forced to play really defensively, the Cartouche and the Trial will both matter. And the Gravedigger, on the other hand, helps with the grindier one. So there's applications for each set of black cards, but in no case do I want to run all 5 of them. So in that case, I might just cut the color entirely and then splash it in off a swamp when I want either end. Probably more the high end. The low stuff is just too hard to reliably have it early, even with the Sheafet Monitor and Spring to Mind, so I can find the swamp fairly easily, but usually it's not coming until turn 3 or 4, and that, the Trial of Ambition might be a little bit irrelevant at that point, especially if they've got like Cartouche of White, whatever it's called. The other neat thing with all the cycling, I also have Faith of the Devoted. So Faith of the Devoted and Drakehaven together are pretty dirty. So I don't really know which way I'm going to build that, to be honest, but I'm gonna try that out. So really, I looked at this and what are the weakest? Okay, Zenith Seeker is terrible. I don't even know why that's still in there. Let's take out the black. Maybe just keep the Wander in Death because it's a cycler. So maybe just run one swamp for the Wander in Death. What else can go? Illusory Wrapping is probably not relevant in a go big deck like this. I'm going to outsize basically any threat. And at 28, I've got 2 Vitalists and 2 Spring to Mind and 1 Sheafet Monitor, so I think I can actually get away with a 16 land deck, even though it's a ramp deck. I don't actually know which those would be right now. You know, I have some interest in keeping cyclers because I've got the Drakehaven, but some of them just aren't super hot. Like Floodwaters, so. Hieroglyphic Elimination is a good card, but not necessary when I've got 2 Spring Divines, and like a Gale Strike and a whole bunch of cycling. But the opportunity cost is incredibly low. Okay, I actually don't know what it is, and this is really just a recording test more than anything else. So, hi Steven. Yeah, watch my stuff, I guess. I guess I can start doing this. I don't have a job for the next 3 weeks, so I can just, and I'm drafting a lot, so I can just record all the drafts I do and make some commentary like this. And actually, when I watch pro players play, I feel as though they get better by recording and talking through their plays, because there's a lot of times that I make a play and then realize if I talk through it that I might have done something totally differently. Anyway, so here's my little demo video. Hope you like taking a look at this deck, and yeah.